This is a sign of summer for so many of us in the Northeast. The vibrant orange, white, and black monarch butterflies. They migrate from Mexico up here to the United States, and they're in trouble now. Today, the International Union for Conservation of Nature placed the insect on its endangered species list. Some of our viewers might be familiar with the Eastern Monarch Butterfly Farm in Clarence. The organization is dedicated to increasing the insect's population, raising and releasing them here in Western New York. And their work only got more important with this announcement today.
But if the monarchs disappear, that's just psychologically damaging, I believe, because you probably read The Little Hungry Caterpillar. Everybody has. It's a cool book, and you'd hate to see something like that disappear in our lifetime. So my main thing is, yes, there's other pollinators, there's other butterflies, but this is like America's butterfly. And if you can't save or conserve the things you love, soon you're going to lose the things you need to survive as a human species.
To help us discuss this iconic American butterfly, as he put it, is one of our friends from north of the border on the Canadian side. Jessica Bond is the site manager at the Niagara Park's Butterfly Conservatory, which is a great place to visit. Thanks so much for taking some time for us. And I wonder, almost all of us here in the United States and also there in Canada where you are pretty familiar with these monarch butterflies. It's not some exotic species that lives in like a faraway rainforest. So it surprised a lot of people when they read this news today that this has been put on this endangered list. What should we know about this? And I guess just maybe start with like your reaction when you heard this today. It probably didn't catch you by surprise, right?
Well, firstly, thank you for having me. And no, it's been something in our company we've been monitoring for quite a while. So with the Niagara Parks, we've really been promoting our stewardship in terms of preserving and protecting our natural environment. So we've been setting up pollinator gardens, prairie legacy gardens, and no-mow areas for the past decade in preparation for this and trying to hope that we can preserve some of these monarchs.
When we talk about why this is happening, people immediately think climate change, chemicals in the atmosphere, in nature. What do you think is the biggest culprit here and the biggest threat that monarchs are facing going forward?
So there are three main culprits. First is lack of food supply. Next is habitat. And then the third would be climate. With lack of food supply, the monarch butterfly, the caterpillar itself, has what is called a host plant, which is Asclepias or milkweed. It's considered a noxious weed, so many people are removing it. So again, their food supply is limited. In terms of habitat, their habitat is a prairie kind of meadow-like garden. Again, we're losing a lot of that. And the migrating monarchs, they're traveling to Mexico and to California. So deforestation as well as urbanization are causing their habitat to diminish. And then climate, the extreme weather damages habitat, their food, as well as they can't tolerate that type of climate.
So Jessica, when we talk about this being placed on this endangered species list, I'm sure there's a reason for that, right? It's based purely on the numbers. What do we know about how many of these types of butterflies we believe are here right now? And, we were talking earlier today about how many more of them there were just a couple of decades ago.
Yes, well, if you go on the IUCN website, they're saying anywhere from 70 to 90%. It depends on the species. So there's a Western, there's an Eastern, there's the ones that migrate. So roughly 70% or more over the past decade we've lost in population.
Wow. And we're talking about we used to have millions and now far fewer than that.
Yes.
Wow, it's incredible. Tell us a little bit about, for people here, so many of us, cross the border all the time, and many of our viewers watching will have been to the Niagara Park's Butterfly Conservatory. But what is it that people can look forward to there, and what do you see as your role in helping not just the monarch butterfly, but preserving all these species?
Well, a major part of our role is not only is the Butterfly Conservatory located here, we also sit in the botanical gardens. So again, our mandate is to preserve and protect our natural environment. So we want to educate the guests. Again, we have a legacy prairie garden made for the monarch butterflies and the swallowtails. Education being our number one focus. In terms of even the butterflies we import, knowing that they aren't from this area, we need to protect this area from those species. So educating about the native and preserving the natural as well as some of the exotics we bring in.
It's been really interesting to follow the reaction to this news today because people really have a connection with these types of butterflies. You see them, and to know that they are now, on this endangered list, I think caught a lot of people off guard and caused a lot of discomfort with that news. Jessica Bond is the site manager at the Niagara Park's Butterfly Conservatory. Thanks so much for sharing your expertise with us and your insight.
Thank you very much.